Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner, Albert Kempman. Albert, this time of year, we like to do a Sweet 16 special. We've been on for quite some time, and we like to do a tournament. Get some of the riffraff out of there, get a little bit of the flavor, the upsets. God knows we got it with St. Peter's, but what we want to do is look at these Sweet 16 games and see if we can come up with a thought, maybe give somebody a little tip. I see you're sporting the old Villanova J. Wright shirt, and you could do a lot worse.
Yeah, I was down for the games on Sunday and watched Houston, Illinois, and Villanova, Ohio State. A lot of Ohio State fans there.
Oh.
They travel well. Villanova is really impressive how they get things done with 5 players involved. Play very, very fundamental technical basketball. And
he has a system too, right? He redshirts them.
yes.
Guys are generally a little older.
Yeah, unless he gets one of those real superstars.
Yeah.
They usually don't play as freshmen.
He doesn't have many of those.
No, he redshirts a lot of guys, and
I'll take him in a close game.
He's the first guy that I've ever seen, and I think a lot of teams start packing it now. Since there's no 5-second rule, he uses guards to back. They back in for 10 dribbles.
Yeah.
Till they get 2 feet from the basket, and then you decide if you're going to play him one-on-one or go double team him. He doesn't use his post players in there. He uses his guards in there, which is a big difference.
And he usually has like 3 swings and a point and a big. He has a funny. I heard Bob Huggins talking yesterday. He said he thinks that the Texas Tech guys are thick and have girth. He says they're going to be a handful because they like to back you down.
That's my favorite team in the tournament now.
I
really like Texas Tech, but they have a fine line. You understand? Well, a lot of teams did. Arizona almost got knocked out. Gonzaga was down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a fine line.
No.
There's no dominant team. Let's put it that way.
Oh.
Don't say you have a guarantee when the
I'm watching the Arizona game. It's 9. Okay, I went out and got a glass iced tea, and I come back. 2 2s and 2 3s later, they were down 1.
Like that.
And I mean, it was like pro.
Yeah, like that. It does happen.
Let's look at this week's 16 schedule. Thursday, we got Arkansas and the Zags. Got Michigan, Villanova, Texas Tech, Duke, and Houston, TCU. Friday, we got St. Pete's and Purdue.
No, Houston, Arizona.
Yeah, Houston. Okay, yeah, Houston.
Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona, TCU. Yeah,
that was the game we just talked
Once
about.
again, we should. Well, let's say it now because we've pounded this into. If anyone watches this show, please foul up 3. Please foul
That's our number
up
1 rule.
3. Please.
And
You're playing, Jamie. If you did.
Every high school coach watching, every junior high coach. I have twins in 6th grade that I work out in basketball, and they can make a 3 just as easy to make a layup. And this is 6th grade.
Yeah, I say 9th grade up. It's pretty simple.
No,
I was even being kind.
But they practice it. I mean, that's all they practice.
Yeah.
And so you think a college kid is going to be afraid to get the ball with 2 seconds?
And you know what happens? We've said this over and over. One of our buddies, pretty good referee, and he's observant. And he said what he noticed too is because they don't want to foul,
right?
They get open 3. It's one thing.
They don't get close to them.
No.
They're worried about that 4-point play. Yes.
No.
So they just put their hands up, back up, and let you shoot it. Now it becomes like a free throw for them.
I was watching one of your buddy's young sons the other day. They all shoot the step back. They all bounce up ball and step.
They all work on that.
Yeah. So
and it's a walk half the time, by the way.
Absolutely. That tap. Forget that's for another show.
Yes.
Let's talk about the Duke. I'm looking all of a sudden. They're down 5. I'm thinking, well, okay, this is it, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Izzo's on the other sideline there, but they kept it alive. What I saw, they're loaded. I know they're young, but they're so immensely talented and they're big.
Yeah, they are. They just can't defend, and I don't believe they can win a championship. I'll say it right now. If Duke wins it, then I'll be wrong, because they cannot stop you. They are really offensively talented, as George said. But there's another side to the game, and they're going to be playing another talented teams coming in here that are really much better defensively than them. You get 5 young kids out there, you can see that in AAU, there wasn't a lot of time spent
on defense. Denying thumb down.
No,
you don't think they did?
No, they have no idea what that is.
But I'll say this: they can outscore.
They can score you.
They went on a streak the other day, and even Krzyzewski, I don't know what he's in a different mode these days. He said, I had nothing to do with this. He said it was all individual talent. I know, but it was funny, and he said basically that those guys are out there, and they pulled up. But let's talk about that for a minute, because when you look at that, Michigan State's there. You don't know what's going to happen. I've seen them come from a play-in game and go to the 16. They were down And the next thing you know, it's like a 9-1 run or a 10, and they're up for it.
Yeah, that's not a good team. Lost 10, 12, I don't know, 10 or 11 games during the year.
No, that
That tells you why. That's what I'm saying about Duke.
They looked good yesterday.
They shot the ball good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you shoot good, you look good. They shot the ball three better.
Hey, 1,200 wins though.
Yeah, shot the ball three ball better, and they did that all year. And now we're gonna see Duke play Texas Tech, who I really like. I think Texas Tech's knocking Duke out.
Yeah.
I think Texas Tech defensively is the one team that is, like George called, thick and will defend you like crazy.
Yeah.
Now if they shoot the ball terrible, and that's still the missing. I mean, that's still the link.
Yeah, and they could.
You know, if they're capable of shooting the ball poor, they shoot poor, they lose. And so that happens with every team we're talking about in this fight. You know, if you shoot the ball
2 for 22 like Wisconsin.
yeah.
Guess
Wisconsin,
where you're going?
Illinois, both
Guess
went
where
out.
you're going?
I was there with Illinois. Wide open shots, clang, clang, clang. Coaches going nuts on the sideline. I'm thinking, I've been there, buddy. When you all you can do is give them the shot, and then you watch Duke play, and that's what I'm saying. They're covered, shooting the ball, running layups, and they're all going in.
And let's talk too. I mean, he's gotten enough attention, but when you say 1,200 wins, 26 Sweet 16s.
Yeah, they're there every year.
Yeah, there's
I'd be shocked when they're not. You know, I think anybody watching college basketball playing the pools.
Yeah, they all have Duke.
They all have Duke going. I don't think. Yes.
All right, now Izzo says after the game they had a moment. Whatever. These guys are legends. They're both Hall of Famers. And it was quite a classic.
Yeah, Izzo was my favorite coach of all time, and now watching it's just watching Groundhog Day. So it doesn't make a difference who's coaching.
High screen and roll, kick to the corner.
Every single team.
Let's talk about Purdue a little bit.
Dangerous because they can score.
And let's talk about this too, the Big Ten.
Yep, Big Ten and SEC.
Oh.
Two major conferences took a hit, and you don't see many. You don't see many left. You have Purdue and Michigan there, and Purdue can score.
Let's talk about Purdue. Like Trevion Williams, he's a bad dude. Ivy's a bad dude.
Ivy's the guy. Yeah. Ivy's the pro. They got a pro.
The game got close, and he drove in there and tomahawked one. I'm not sure exactly where he took off. I just know when that thing was with authority.
Yeah, when you got Edey and Williams, two monster guys in the post, you can score it in the post, and you got they can't guard. It's interesting. They are just so poor defensively, so I can't. I love to take him.
How about the kid from Butler? He couldn't guard at all, and they use him for defense. Now, what's that tell you?
Yeah, that's true.
Seriously, remember Ethan Morton? He couldn't guard.
No, that's his weakness.
And he uses him. Now, the 11 and 10, that's a nice game for Edey. We have to give him credit, huh?
No, he's a star.
The one dude's 7'4", though.
But it's Edey, as I said. Yeah,
I saw him.
No, but he's a good 7'4".
He followed one in.
I mean, he's not a.
You know what he looked like? No, but he looked like the big guy that played from China.
Yeah, China. Yeah, I know.
That's what he looked like. The one tip, he didn't jump, and he
doesn't have to jump. He's huge.
God bless
They play St.
America.
Peter's. I don't think St. Peter's could have a worse matchup.
The size could have.
Yeah, because the size is just.
What are they going to do with that size?
They'll drop ball pressure. They'll play some zone. They'll mix it up. That's what that Holloway's been doing that for Seton Hall. I mean, for St. Peter's so well.
Did you see the dudes with the pink shoes for St. Peter's? They have two of them.
You said that. I didn't notice the shoes.
The other team didn't need it. They were too busy chasing them. But let's look at the bad day for the Big Ten. Ohio State, Michigan State, Whiskey River, Illinois.
Yep,
going.
Yep, and that's the conference they brave about every year, and they seem not to do well in the tournament. I don't know what the reason is. I think their physical play maybe, but they don't score. And when you got to be able to score.
Whiskey.
Yeah, right down the line. You go right down the line. You have trouble scoring baskets, and when you get here, you better be able to score points because you're playing against some high-powered teams like Duke, who we talked about.
Now let's talk. We get a free shot at Bruce Pearl. I like to take it. The SEC. Then he gets up. If you're going to cheat, Bruce, cheat. Right now.
Yeah, the SEC took a hit also. No question about it.
Auburn going.
Well, Auburn came into this game, playing Miami, Florida, and from the get-go, Miami, Florida took it to them. I mean, this was not a major upset in my eyes as I watched the game. They could not guard, and if Pearl, who's known for his defensive pressure, could not stay in front of Miami.
Did the point guard kill him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Couldn't stay in front of Miami.
Little dude from Chicago. He's going back home this week. I know one thing. I know Larinaga is 78 or whatever, but they're flying.
He changed his style completely. He used to throw the ball in the post all the time.
How about his defense? He said he started jumping run this summer.
Yes, and so yeah,
He tells you they practice your run too, by the way. So
yeah, he is an offensive team too, though. He's not a defensive team at all either now. I give him credit that he did something I could never do. He just said, "Let him play." And so he went to his assistant and said, I'm not running anything.
Let's let him loose.
Let him play.
High
So,
pick and roll, whatever. Hey, let me talk about, because you brought this up the other day in the radio, and I thought you did a good job. Arkansas, the only team left in the Sweet 16. He's faced with the task of guarding a guy. Now, let's talk about this.
Teddy Buckets.
I'm going to bang on Hurley hard here. Mr. Know-It-All's dad, too. You'd think he'd have texted him. You're playing a team. The dude's going for 37, New Mexico State. Now, I understand if there's three other guys, if Cream's out there and Magic.
Anybody's double figures. There was nobody else in double figures.
He had them all, and they never changed. The next day, Musselman, who's from a coaching family, he runs two at him every time.
Did the best job coaching in the tournament
to address that.
Yeah, he had scouted and watched, and he learned from his dad. Said, "Listen, I'm not gonna sit on the bench and watch a guy go off for 40 of the 63 points."
By blue bloods, he was yelling.
Yeah, and nope.
Didn't
as soon
happen.
as he got the ball, they ran a second guy at him, and they said, "Okay, you're somebody else who's going to beat us." And Arkansas, in a low-scoring game, is still playing.
Yeah, we just brushed over Auburn, Miami. They got them early, only one at half. They ran out to a 12-point lead, and that was over.
That was Miami. You have no
guards.
No
yeah, Miami was over. Now, the SEC, they had 6 in the tournament. Let's start with my favorite game of all time. This is one of my favorite games. I've watched basketball now probably 60 years. And I had the enjoyment of watching Kentucky get knocked out in the first round by a 15. They're down 6. They go zone St. Peter's, and it looked like they scrambled the TV. Like, when you used the old days, you tried to get the free TV on HBO, but it was scrambled.
Yeah,
they were done.
Cinderella Deluxe. The thing about St. Peter's is they followed it up by beating Murray.
Yeah, the Racers.
No, that's why. That's why. It was usually the team wins that one and then loses the next game.
They poop out.
Yeah, they're out. They come back and beat Murray.
Let me tell you something. I don't want to act like I tell you why I liked them. I watched.
Well, you're a big Murray guy.
Yeah,
big Murray
but I watched them the first night. They didn't shoot very well, and I got to thinking, well, maybe they'll kill them in the boards. But I just thought the 8 points or whatever was too much. I wasn't sure they'd win. No one,
nobody knows anything.
Let's talk about Texas Tech, because that's your team. I gotta say.
I want to keep on St. Peter's.
Okay,
go
ahead.
Go off them now that you started.
Okay.
The thing about Kentucky is their 4 assistants make more money than the head coach of St. Peter's.
$250,000.
The school has a $1.5 million budget. Calipari has a salary of $9 million.
Yeah.
9 times the budget of the school.
Yeah, that's just Cal's salary. And I heard, you could verify this, I heard when they won the accident the year they won, they all got an envelope with $100,000.
They did.
So
they did. That's what Kentucky does. So I didn't want to give by St. Peter's without that.
No, you got to give St. Peter's.
Because that went over Murray and went over Kentucky and then went over Murray.
Yeah.
Is really, really, really special.
Let's talk Texas Tech, because that's your team.
Yeah, they can win with their defense, and their bodies, usually everybody's big, but they are the biggest. They're
different
the
kind of big.
Oh my gosh! First thing I was out watching that game when I watched it, I said, I've never seen bodies.
That's what Huggins said. He said their girth, the word he used.
That's the right word.
He said it's going to give whoever they play trouble.
And that's what they are. They lifted. Adams, their coach, has been an assistant forever. I root for these kind of coaches.
Yeah, no slick hair, no $1,000 suit.
Thick glasses.
Yeah, I love it.
And they play their butt off. Tough game against Notre Dame, who proved that they belong.
I have to say, I was wrong. I thought they didn't, but I will say this. Rutgers, with a 2-point lead, under 20 seconds, all they had to do was inbound the ball because they had to throw it to a guy and lays it in.
Yeah.
You saw my game at Woodland Hills. The exact same play.
Yeah, inbounding the ball is so difficult.
They don't throw in the court.
Illinois just 5 inbounds couldn't get the ball in 5 times.
Hey,
it's really.
Could you please tell them quit throwing the court?
But I'm telling you, George, when I'm at the game, I was there. they force you.
Yeah, they
to
run
go,
you.
No, they force you to go where you don't want to go.
Oh, of
And,
course.
it's not foul. See, in high school,
Yeah.
they body you up.
But
and
I'm talking about the inbound. I get once you get it, they're going to beat you
Oh
up.
no, I'm talking about the cuts.
I mean, they just don't.
No, I'm talking about the cuts.
Because I watched someone the other day. I'm watching a game. I'm thinking they're breaking a guy down the middle over and over.
But see, teams won't let you do it. I mean, see, we at high school they let you do it. Mm-hmm. As soon as you start that cut,
Yeah,
they pound you so hard.
They're pretty rough.
No, pass rough. That's the thing that stood out. See, on TV, you can't justify it.
Yeah, I get
When
you.
you're at the game,
I thought the Youngstown games were rougher like that there.
unbelievable.
You know what I mean?
And the referees are taught, unless you put hands on,
Yeah.
they're
If
not
you don't
calling
impede-
fouls.
What's the word? Impede
They're not
or
calling
something.
fouls. So it's a lot easier said from the couch than it is there.
Oh, I agree with that. There's no question. Now, let's talk a little bit about Gonzaga. They're down a dozen. And I don't watch. Matter of fact, I took a nap that day. I got to be honest. After a show, I was tired. And I'm figuring it's not going to change whether I watch it. But then I'm listening to the radio. The guy said they're down a dozen.
Memphis came back and just could not keep playing. That's why those teams go out. And the Blue Bloods keep going because they play 4 quarters. I mean, or two halves. And
7 straight Sweet 16s. Do we take our hat off?
oh, I definitely do.
Okay, now,
I
can
definitely
we
do.
have a second part of that and say, okay, guys, it's time?
I don't think I never call it time for Gonzaga. See, I know the other people do, but when I talk Kentucky and Gonzaga, I don't put Gonzaga.
So they
in
have
there.
2 first-rounders, but you don't put them as a favorite. That skinny guy's going to be a first-rounder.
But I watch him play, and I can tell him how good he is.
Yeah, I don't.
You know, I just think Texas Tech plays him. I don't think they're saying
What Baylor did to him. You think they'll do what
I think
Baylor
we're
did to him?
scared to play.
You think
Gonzaga.
they'll do what
Yeah.
Baylor did to
Well, no, I saw 2 teams do it too.
Well, they'll knock him
TCU
around.
and Memphis both had him on the
They'll
road.
knock him around it because
Yeah.
I said the other day, I know what they say he's going to be.
No, and I say it all the time. I don't
7
wanna-
foot 180?
I don't want to hear what they tell. I just watch my own eyes.
Yeah, they're going to knock him around.
Yeah, when you look at Gonzaga, the other post players, their player, the senior post is the guy.
Oh, yeah, no, Timmy.
Tammy's the guy.
Timmy's good.
Yeah, Timmy, how do you say
No,
that?
no, he's good. No,
he's really good. And he's a senior. He's big. He's strong.
Yeah.
The other kid, if he plays somebody not good, he will dominate you. But I want to see him dominate somebody that puts a body
Remember
on him.
Baylor last year, what they
Well,
did
that's
to
what
him?
they did to him. Yeah,
Let's
same
talk
thing.
about UCLA because there's one, everyone said, oh, watch St. Mary. The line was so low. 2.5 point line. I'm thinking, St. Mary's can do this.
Well,
Did the talent
it's
come
not
up?
Vegas. No, it was Gooder, once again, they didn't shoot good. And there's no chance to move on if you're not shooting the ball well, George. And we'll continue to say that. UCLA struggled in
Playing
the first
North
game.
Carolina, what do you see there?
We'll talk about those games coming up.
What do you see there?
Because we had a local team, Akron, that almost took UCLA out.
Oh, I had them.
Yeah, Akron almost took them out.
39-minute game.
Had them knocked out.
Albert, I was rooting. I was up late at night because I liked Akron because I watched them play Kent.
And that was your team, right? You
Kent
were
was
a
my
lot.
team.
Yes.
And they
But
just
UCLA,
they devoured that little guard, by the way.
that UCLA experience.
Let's talk
Usually
about
I
it.
don't talk about that much,
Talk about it.
but they do. They have a couple guys they can go to, and they're not shooting nervous. We've only got 3 or 4 guys, and
4 guys with doubles, another guy with 9 in a low-scoring game.
yeah, that's what they do.
You're going to win that.
Yeah, and that's what UCLA. They got different guys they can go to, and
Okay, wait, hold on. I
they're
got
a tough out because
I
of
got to
last
give
year.
you a stat. The starters shot 58% from the field.
That'll win some games.
I don't think you could lose. It'd almost be impossible.
And,
wouldn't it?
and people are talking about you have to have a bench. You have
No, you-
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
These are somewhere between 18 and 24. I remember when I was 18, 24.
Did you ever get tired?
No.
Ever.
Never got tired. No. So
I get it. I agree.
So I don't want to hear that. And
Oh, I like these pros. These dudes are 19, 20 years coming. They go, he's off tonight for rest. I'm like, rest? He probably played at the Y all
he
morning.
did. That's what he did. He said, if you're going to rest me tonight, coach, I'm going to go practice. I'm going to go play.
Yeah, no, you called it. But they had 68 points. Okay, I get it. 22 rebounds, 13 assists.
That's the starters.
So that
Those
tells
are-
you there's no,
They don't worry about
the
the bench.
the bench is
No.
not, Mick's not worried about his
Not
bench.
at all.
All right, let's look at the Wolverines.
That's the other team.
And he
besides
got
St.
some good
Peter's.
pub yesterday, too. After he threw a punch at the Wisconsin coach, he was hugging those Tennessee coach. Now, God knows he knows the phones are on, but just the same, he did it. Let's talk about
That
it.
was the best win I saw. That was the best win. I really like Tennessee's team. And Tennessee's really good. And Michigan beat them. And Tennessee had just won the SEC championship.
Yes, yeah. I thought they might go a little bit.
I mean, they're really strong on defense, having some guys who can score. That tells you that Michigan's now on all cylinders, very dangerous.
And Jones taking that shot in the head, that's 2 now.
He's going to play. I think he's going to play again, so that's good news.
Put a helmet on him.
Yeah,
one of those Wilford Minor helmets.
Yeah, they'll do something with him. Yes.
But no, like you said.
But Dickinson's big in the post.
Yeah,
Brooks,
big.
These are both guys that have been through big games. Brooks is a fifth-year senior. I like fifth-year seniors. So Michigan is really dangerous.
They had 50 between them?
Yes.
Could you say right now, if they go for 50, they're going to be a hard out because you probably only need 15 to 18 from the others?
They are hard out. Michigan's a hard out. We're going to go through the games here at the end.
Okay.
That's coming up, but yeah, they're definitely hard out.
Here's my team, Providence. I like the coach.
Yeah, he should. He should be coach of the year.
He's a coach.
Yeah.
He's not a fancy Dan.
Yeah, Cooley should be.
Cooley.
Hands down.
Okay.
Should be the coach of the year in college basketball.
Okay.
Providence never wins it. They won it. They in Villanova's league. They won the league. He talks about how they're playing their best ball now, and I don't think he went over that quickly. I don't think we can go over quickly. The object is to be playing your best right now.
Yeah.
And Michigan and Providence.
Yeah, summertime basketball chip is no good.
Michigan and Providence are both playing their best ball, and then the last one we got to talk was North Carolina.
Yeah,
is really playing great. And I'm telling you, I have no idea how Pitt beat them. I'm trying to put that together, George.
Down there.
Huh?
Down there.
Yeah, how did that happen?
I can't. Because I wasn't watching it. I thought they'd get killed. Then when I turned it on, they were down 7. Then I'm thinking, well, they're going to choke.
Yeah,
and they did.
He had the toughest. He did the thing that was the hardest thing for me in coaching. When you get a big lead, when do you start pulling it back?
Milk it, not milk it.
And he tried to milk it, and all of a sudden,
the
momentum went completely away.
Yeah. What about the dude with the beard throwing the bow?
That was big.
How did you see it?
Well, it definitely was a fragrant, but usually in that kind of setting,
a 1.
A 1.
In other words, I thought here's what I thought. This is going to sound. I have to tell you what I saw. I thought it was vicious, but I wasn't sure.
Oh, how he hit him was hard.
He hit him hard.
No, he did.
Oh, no. He hit him hard.
The other guy, if they would have watched all, the other guy started it. So, but they always catch that second guy.
Oh, absolutely.
It always happens that way. But boy, they talented. Their first 5 are really talented. And when that transfer shooting the ball like he has been, my gosh, are they dangerous?
Well, let's talk Houston because
they're dangerous too.
But this is it's my pet peeve in the NBA and all. No old boards. Not those boys.
No.
Not those boys.
That is how they win.
Not those boys.
No, they have not followed they forgot to get the call about.
They didn't get
don't go to offensive boards.
Terry Holland, Virginia, whatever. Tony Bennett. No, they didn't get that. Let's run back.
No, Kelvin Sampson.
They're running there.
He might be a renegade. I don't know him personally,
but
he's got in trouble. But no one in this tournament. They're not even close. Duke used to play that way. Houston plays harder than anybody in this tournament. And then the team is always dangerous is Bill Self's team, George, always at Kansas. They can score. They're big. They're long. Kansas gets some of the best players that Duke doesn't get.
Oh, I want to tell you, too, it supports your theory. All Houston's points but 1 came from the starters.
Same thing.
All but 1.
Same thing again.
Now, Kansas, don't we expect blue blood every year?
They are. That's what I said. It's amazing. It's been forever, 50 years.
Yeah. And he's got a sweet wig, too. Like, if you don't know, you don't know that.
Wig.
Absolutely.
George knows.
I get the good stuff here. You don't just get basketball here. I get the good stuff.
I love it. He has the wig.
All right, the Razorbacks, we gave them some due already.
Yeah, and Musselman is doing this. He takes all kind of transfers and puts them together, and somehow they play cohesive. He lets them play offensively, but he only pays you back when you play defense. If you don't play the way he wants you on defense, you sit.
Well, let's talk to that because when I think Arkansas, I think pace, but 52-48 says defense.
No, defensively, he's going to make you play. And
if you don't play, will he sit you?
He'll sit you. That's what I'm saying. He's going to sit you, no question. And we got Iowa State or Wisconsin, which was really a game that wasn't worth watching.
Well, hold on for a minute.
I can't even tell how bad the game was.
I watched them, like you said, clank, clank. But let's say this. The dude won 2 games last year. Mm-hmm. Iowa State, do we
give him his due?
We have to, don't we?
Yeah, he's really.
You go from 2-24 to final 16?
Yeah, he had a lot to do with his coaching.
Okay.
No question about it.
We got 5 minutes left to talk about this a little bit. when you look at it, you were there.
Well, Villanova's one of the teams. We just talked about them, or their technique.
Yeah.
Fundamentally sound.
Talk about them, because a lot of people, they don't get that technical.
Well, the way they play.
Okay.
The way they play is really important.
Well, what do you mean by that? Like, say some young guy, he's the
things
grade.
we talk about, they zip, their passes are zipped. They play off 2 feet at the hoop.
Yeah, they do.
They defensively help each other. They huddle the right way. They do everything the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're talking Villanova. Yes, he gets really good players.
Yeah, he does.
But they have a system that the player goes there knowing what his role will be. They really have roles.
This is how we play at Villanova?
Yes, no question about it.
Does Jay Wright remind you of like Cool Hand Luke? Like
he is Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah, he's always, he's in charge.
He has it together.
He's not like ripping his tie off and the sweat's pouring off.
He doesn't coach that way. No.
He looks different. I used to have those $1,000 suits on. Now he has that Nova gear on.
Yeah, he's not.
It doesn't look like Jay Wright. But the point is, he's in charge.
Yeah, he is. Looking at these games coming up.
Yeah, Ted, we've got about 4 minutes.
Now we got Arkansas, Gonzaga.
What do you see?
One team is so much more talented than the other.
Okay.
So I cannot see Arkansas winning the game.
Okay, no matter what.
Because they can't score.
Okay.
And
it's an under, you're telling me.
What? Well, Arkansas is going to try to make it under.
Okay.
But Gonzaga, remember, averages like 85 a game.
I usually play them over.
So it's hard. It's hard to play an under when you play Gonzaga.
I got you.
But I truly believe Gonzaga is better than Arkansas.
Okay.
And so I would definitely go Gonzaga. And we got Michigan, Villanova, 2 of my favorite teams in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Villanova could be in trouble in this one. As much as I love them, Michigan is really, really good.
I like Villanova in that.
They're really good. They're really good.
Yeah, myself.
I don't think you have to go wrong with Villanova.
Saying 2-3 point favorite. Did you see anything yet?
I didn't see any lines yet.
Okay.
I didn't look at the.
All right.
Texas Tech, Duke. I'm calling the upset there.
Okay.
Yeah, and Duke will be favored by 6-7 points, like they always are.
They'll have the crowd?
Yeah, always have the crowd.
It's out west.
They always have the crowd, don't they?
Yeah, but see, they're like the Yankees. You hate them or love them, right?
Yeah, people are looking.
Okay.
Houston, Arizona. Houston's going to beat Arizona up. I don't know if they have good enough players, but if you find out early, Houston has good enough players to play them. Arizona's almost got beat twice.
Yeah.
And they're playing a team that's going to beat them up. I'll go with Houston with the points. For
sure. They hurt TCU with putbacks, dunk tips, things like that.
That's what it is.
And I would think Texas Tech will have a body on them.
They will have a body.
Do the last 4 games for me.
I just don't know if they're big enough.
Okay, give me the last. What else are we talking about Friday night?
Well, St. Peter's, Purdue, bad matchup for St. Peter's. I said Purdue's so big. I mean, you talk about 7'4" and another 7-foot guy. St. Peter's has not faced that team that throws the ball. Yeah, they have, but other teams don't throw the ball inside.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, Purdue will throw the
I will have Purdue
post
in that game
post,
for sure.
won't they?
Yeah. Providence, Kansas, I can call an upset there.
Oh, please.
I could definitely take.
Would that make my night?
But I wouldn't call it a major upset. I really wouldn't. Providence is playing so good.
I thought the Big East this year was as good as there was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I would not call it a major upset.
Okay.
I definitely see Providence beating Kansas.
Okay.
Carolina, UCLA is a very interesting game. That if Carolina plays like they've been playing, UCLA will beat. There is nobody at the end of the year. Carolina win the Duke, beat the pants off Duke.
Yeah, they did. That was Chef night too, Chefsky night.
And so I would take Carolina in that game if they play their best. Iowa State, Miami. I'm taking Miami just because I watched Iowa State play Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to believe they can do that.
Hey, I just want to say that about looking at UCLA. Talk about playing off the dribble one-on-one.
Every possession.
That's the old take.
Okay, let's see.
That's the old take.
Arkansas 1-on-1, Gonzaga 1-on-1, Michigan 1-on-1, Villanova no. Villanova does not play. Yeah, they back them in.
Yeah, but it's still,
Texas Tech no, Duke 1-on-1, Houston 1-on-1, Arizona 1-on-1. So when you talk about 1-on-1, the only thing they do to UCLA, they don't come up and screen.
Yeah,
they just tell the guy.
Let the guy take him, Junior. We got 45 seconds. Give me a crystal ball for the Final Four, or just basically what you think's going to happen when it's all said and done.
I really like the winner of Michigan Villanova.
Oh,
as somebody that's going to go on and do some
damage.
damage.
No, I like Villanova myself. I didn't even study the bracket. There's just something about them when they play. I think I got a chance.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They do.
Hey, thanks again for watching. We'll see you next week.